What's going on, guys? Today is a very special video, and it's not only because recently my channel hit 5,000 subscribers, it's not because today, August 31st, is my birthday and I'm turning 20, but it's because I finally get to tell this story, and that is the untold story, the incredible journey that I went through to becoming a dancer and to learning how to dance. This is more than just a dance video. This is a video to tell you about a kid who went and he wanted to do something different. He wanted to go outside of the box. He wanted to go and be pushed and motivated to go and do something that other people were saying he'd never be able to do. And hopefully, if you guys listen to this, whether you're a dancer or not, you could be a singer, you could be just someone who has a passion for anything. If you listen to this story, you can hopefully hear that anything is possible and that if you really want something, you can push yourself to go and get there. Normally, videos like this don't get a lot of views on my channel, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could take just a second now and like this video and share it on any social media platform you may have, whether you have one subscriber, one follower, one friend, whatever you're on, or if you have millions and millions. It would just mean so much if you guys could take a minute, because this story is honestly incredible. I don't want to hype it up too much so you guys in the end think it isn't, but anyways guys, let's get started. So my story with dance starts way before what I'm saying now. Where I want to start this story is the summer of my freshman year of high school. I had just moved back from Marietta, Georgia, where I had gone for all of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I was back in Ohio where I was born, except this time I was living in a place known as Chesterland, and I had never lived there before. The school was new, I had no friends there. From trying to move into my new house and going and basically having all the papers and trying to find them all and everything like that, I ended up starting school almost 2 months late. And this was kind of a problem because, like I said, I was at a new school. This was my first year of high school. I didn't know anyone, and it made it extremely awkward for me, and I felt that I didn't really stand out, but I was kind of becoming a bit of a loner. Of course, on my first day, I actually ended up meeting a lot of people, and one of the most notable ones was a girl that I met who actually started talking to me. I had seen her when I first walked into the classroom, and then I kind of sat far from her, but by the time our class that we had together was over, which was at the end of the day, she came up to me and we started talking. Now, if you've made it this long in the story, which isn't really far at all, but you know what I said at the beginning, a lot of people are probably now starting to wonder how I got into dance, what this has to do with. And no, right away, she was not a dancer. She did not teach me how to dance or anything like that. But I was starting to really grow connected to her. I'm not saying on the first day or anything, but throughout the school year, the first, like, say 3 months, that I was there, we started talking a lot, and I started to actually really like her. So obviously, I wanted to be with her as much as I possibly could, and after school, she would go and walk next door, because next door to the school was a public library, and so we would go, and since it was our last class, we would walk together to the library, and we would go and sit and talk for a few hours or a couple hours while she waited for her parents to actually come and pick her up. Now, we both had a kind of similar problem, because my dad also worked pretty late, so he would then have to come and pick me up at the library I'd say 2 to 4 hours after she had already left. So pretty much between the time I waited for my dad to pick me up and that she had already gone and left because she got picked up, I had absolutely nothing to do at the library. However, I then found out that they had computers that you could write your name down on the sheet and you could go and use the computer for like half an hour. For me, that was a huge thing because I grew up in a family where they didn't let you have any technology. Like at my house, we didn't have a computer. No one in my family had cell phones. We didn't have Wi-Fi at my house. We had a TV with a VCR, not even a DVD player, a VCR. And at this time, even though this was a long time ago, VCRs were already outdated then. So like, we just had nothing. So being able to go and actually use a computer for a little bit of time was actually just the craziest thing. And that's where I went and would go on YouTube and look at videos. And that's where I started discovering dance. Not like before, how I could kind of do some dance and stuff, but this is where I would find the dances that I actually really thought was cool. Popping, waving, dubstep dancing, animation, bone breaking, from amazing dancers such as Tobias Mead, Ringmaster Nugget, Salah, Marquise Scott, just some of the amazing, incredible dancers that are out there. Seeing them and do these incredible things with their bodies really inspired me to want to go and learn to dance. But the problem was, at this time, there wasn't these crazy amounts of tutorials online, especially for bone breaking. There was, I think, like 3 videos actually on there that I could find that were actually kind of useful to learn how to do it, along with all these other styles of dance. So I basically had to go and try to teach myself from watching videos how to dance. But it wasn't that simple, because again, I was watching these videos at the library. And not only was it just like, oh, I'm watching videos at the library, there's no tutorials. So basically what I would have to do is I would go and I'd grab a piece of paper, and then I'd also grab a pencil, and they had like these index cards almost, but like, well, index size pieces of paper, and I would grab like a stack of those. And what I would do is on YouTube, there's a setting where you can go and actually slow down a video or speed up a video. I don't know if it's on every video, but it's on a lot of them. So what I would do is I would watch a dance video and see some moves that I really like, and I would slow down the video, and I would take on this piece of paper and I would write down every little detail I possibly could like think of that this move is for each step of it. So if it's a wave, I had to write down that you're putting your fingers up, just like how much your hand is angled. I would draw little stick figures and things like that to actually go and try to learn to dance. Besides just that, I couldn't practice in the library. It would look weird if I stood up and just started trying to dance in the library. So I would take these notes with me home, and I would hope as much as I possibly could that I remembered what was trying to go on in the little notes I made, and there I would start to practice how to dance. Now, I don't remember exactly what all of these like things were that I was going and learning, but I still have a stack of these little notes I would make. I can't really make out what a lot of them are, but just so you can actually see some of the like stuff. I know they're really beat up, they're very old, but these are the notes I would go and make. And let me see. Here's an example of a head spin, and I would draw little stick figures. I would put which direction I should be turning, foot placement, everything like that. Here is a tutting combo. You probably couldn't tell just based on this picture, but this upper part, this is the only thing out of all the notes I have that I can actually still make out. So look at this closely. What that was simply this. That's what it was. But from doing this and making these little notes, I was able to go and actually start learning how to dance. This became my passion, and for me, I didn't think it was weird that I was going to the library, making these notes, practicing at home, and I was starting to really get good at dancing. And what made it even more crazy is even on my days off from school, or if she wasn't at school and I didn't go to the library, I would make sure that I found myself at the library. There were days where there was 6 inches of snow, a foot of snow, because this is Ohio after all, and there's tons of snow all the time during the winter. No matter what, whether it was snowing, raining, super hot outside, my house was a little over 2 miles away from the school, and because my dad worked, I would go and walk that distance to the library. Just if it was to make 3 little notes just on 3 separate moves, I would go and walk that distance. And this was like 2 to 2.5 miles each way. So I was walking minimally 4 miles just to learn 3 separate dance moves, or however many dance moves I found at that time of research. I would bring these note cards with me just about anywhere. Pretty much I would have a stack like this big, and I'd just be flipping through them, deciding which moves I wanted to learn that day. I would go grocery shopping with my dad, and I would just be looking at these note cards, practicing everywhere I was. In classes, I would be practicing tutting combos. I'd be practicing bone breaking in study halls. I would just be trying to learn dance as best as I could and master it because I really, really wanted to do it. And this is something that I think you guys could take something from. If you're really inspired to do something, if you're really motivated and want to learn something, you guys can do it. No matter what it is, no matter what the circumstances are, you can go and learn something, and you can go and accomplish anything you want. Look at my story. I did not own a computer. I would go to the library and make note cards just so I could practice it. And this wasn't only for, say, dancing. I learned how to beatbox at the library, so say like, just small stuff, no matter what it was. And keep in mind, for something like that, I would go to the public library and I would learn to beatbox. Like, I can't go and sit there and just start singing and beatboxing and stuff like that in the library. So that just shows that this can really work with anything. And now with there being everyone having like smartphones, computers, laptops, everything like that, Wi-Fi everywhere, it's so much simpler to go and do that. And most people now, they're too lazy or they wouldn't even want to walk that distance. But it just goes to show you again that if you want to accomplish something, you can do it. And from that, I became the dancer I am today, and I became the teacher that hopefully I am for you guys, whether it's any type of videos I make really, my tutorials. And eventually, I'm not going to get into this story, this is for another video later on, but I would go and start a YouTube channel, obviously, that you guys are watching now. And that would eventually lead to people reaching out to me saying that they want me to perform at different places, they want to sponsor me for clothing and things like that. And it just honestly, it became a dream. It made my dream kind of come true, even though now my views have kind of shifted and I've kind of got away from it more than I'd like to, but it definitely shows that I was able to get there. But anyways, guys, this is the incredible story of how I actually learned to dance. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and again, please, it would mean so much if you could just take a second and drop a like on this video and share it. Again, even if you have 1 follower, 1 subscriber, anything like that, or millions, it would mean so much to me if my story could go and get out there and hopefully inspire people who don't think they can accomplish something to go out and accomplish something. And if you guys have any questions about more specific things, definitely comment them in the comment section. I'm always trying to answer all the comments, and I'm always reading the comments even if I'm not able to respond right away. And anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video.